with my next episode of Sunday Stories. And today, the title is The Wise Weaver. It is an Armenian tale. So there was a king. This king had a notion that all the nobles and the rich men were the wise people of his kingdom. The most the richest people were the wisest of all, and so only the nobles were given jobs in his ministry and whatever the important works of his kingdom were. And he often called them for any type of consultation or any wise decision if he needed from anyone. So the king was of this type. Now once what happened was an ambassador from another kingdom came to him, and since he was from another kingdom, so there was a language difference between the two, and the messenger was not able to convey what he wanted to. So what the messenger did was, he took a piece of chalk, and the king was sitting on the throne, and he made a circle round the throne of the king. He wanted to convey something. The king did not understand. Why did he encircle my throne? What does he actually want to say? Why has this messenger come here? He was not able to understand, so he called all the nobles, all the wise men that he felt were wise. He called all of them and asked them what this meant. Everybody stood over there, looked at the messenger, the ambassador that was there from the other kingdom, and looked at the circle, went round, talked to each other, discussions were held, and everybody was giving their own opinion. So, but they were not able to understand what this encircling of throne meant. The king felt ashamed. He felt very bad that he did not have a true wise man in his kingdom who could understand what this meant. He became very angry, and he called all the wise men separately, not in front of the ambassador, and he told everybody that if by 12 midnight you are not able to find a wise man in my kingdom who can tell the meaning of what this ambassador wants to say, you all will be beheaded and you will be killed. Beheaded, your heads will be cut off. What are you here? I'm paying you so much. So all the nobles, all the rich men, they became very scared. And they, started going out into the kingdom, asking, checking the wisdom of people, checking if they had actually a wise man in the kingdom. And in doing so, these people two of them reached a house. They knocked at the door, and the door was open. They went inside, no one was there. They went inside and they saw a cradle. A cradle had a baby sleeping. And they were shocked to see that the cradle was rocking and the baby was sleeping very peacefully. They stood there for some time, but there was no one moving that cradle, and so then they went to the other room. In the other room also there was a cradle with a baby sleeping in it. So they were shocked. Whose babies are these, and why they are left alone? How are the cradles moving, and who is moving them? They went to the backyard. The backyard had, washed wheat spread out all over, and there was a cane hanging in the air, and the cane was moving, to and fro. They just saw, and they did not understand what was this, going on in this house. And then finally they went into a room that was at the backyard, and there was a weaver sitting at his loom. He was weaving cloth. Now they came there and they asked him, "Hey, hello, what are you doing? And how is it that the cradles are rocking on their own and there's a cane? What is that cane for?" So he said, "I have washed such a lot of grain and I've worked so hard on that, and I don't want that the birds and all they come and destroy them and eat them. I have to use them for cooking, for food for me and my children, and so I have attached this cane over there, and this cane is moving. So this cane is doing the job of removing, the birds are scared and so they don't come here." So, these men looked at each other and they felt, okay, there's something wise he's doing, and said, "But how is everything moving in your house?" So he said, "See, I have connected the two cradles and this cane with my loom. So as long as I'm working here on my loom and making this cloth, because I have to sell this cloth, and then only I'll be able to earn money. And that wheat I have washed because I have to, get it grinded, and then I'll make chapatis and all for my house and for my babies. I have to work so much." So they said, "All right, and where's the mother?" So he said that my wife died when she gave birth to these two twins, and so I have to take care. I'm alone and I have to take care of these two children, and I have to take care of the grain also myself, and I'm a weaver, so I have to weave also, so that I can weave cloth, sell it, and then earn money." So this was something liked by these two nobles, and they felt he was a wise man. So they told everything to him, that, "See, we are finding a wise man in the whole kingdom, and we have not been able to find any wise man, and the king is very angry, and if we don't take you before 12, it's already getting dark, and so all the heads of the nobles in the kingdom will be beheaded and will be killed. So we need your help. Can you help us? There's an ambassador and he's, encircled the king with a chalk. What does he want to say?" So he thought for a while, and then he took a few marbles that he had in his house. He took a hen there from his backyard. He had hens also over there. He took a hen and he took his marbles, and he told his neighbor to take care of the babies, and that he would be back in some time. So he was taken to the king. Now when the king went, this weaver reached the kingdom in the palace, he saw into the eyes of the ambassador and the messenger from the other country, on the other kingdom, and to check what he wanted to say, he saw the circle, and then he threw his marbles on the floor. The weaver threw the marbles on the floor. So the messenger thought for a few seconds and then put his hand into his pocket, took out a lot of grain and spread grain on top of the marbles. So then this weaver brought his hen, and he, set the hen free on the grain. The grain pecked all the hen pecked all the grains. He brought his hen and he set it free. The grain was eaten by the hens. And then the messenger understood and quickly ran away. The king and all the nobles, all the ministers were looking at all of this that was happening. And then when the man ran away, the king asked, "Hey, you weaver, come here and tell me what all was going on. What were you doing? What was, what is this circle, and what does this mean? You threw marbles on the floor. Why? And he threw grain. What does all this mean?" So the weaver, who was a wise weaver, he said, "This circle was drawn because this ambassador wanted to say that his king is coming to besiege you, or to captivate you, or to, capture our territory. He's coming and he will do so." So the king became alarmed. He was shocked. All right, this chalk, the encircling of the throne, meant this. He had not understood. So then he said, "All right, then why did you throw the marbles?" So he said, the wise weaver said, that I wanted to tell him that we have got a good lot of people. We have got soldiers and all. We have got a nice army. So big army, and so we will, fight, and we will save our kingdom and the king. So then he threw grain to tell us that he has a huger army. His army is bigger than ours, and they were like, because in a handful of your hand, if you take a handful of grain, there's more than the marbles. If you are able to catch hold of 20 marbles in your hand, the grain will be much more than that. So he wanted to say, the messenger wanted to say that his kingdom's army was huger than us. So then I, set free the hen to tell that we have strategies and we have our own plannings to finish your army. So he became scared and he ran away. So at least we have been able to convey our message that our army is stronger, and we needn't be afraid of these messages given by the other kingdom. So the king is alarmed and says, my God, I was not able to understand this. This is a threat to our kingdom. I'm so thankful to you. You are such a wise man. I'm so thankful to you because you were able to understand this. We were not able to understand this. And if we would have sent him back, they would have, it is quite possible the king would have attacked me by now. So the king became very happy. He took out a bag full of coins. He said, this is your award. This is your reward, and you just don't have to say no to this. And I request you to be my prime minister. I need wise people like you two who are able to, understand and who are able to use their brains, who are actually wise. I need such people in my kingdom. So this wise weaver said, no, this is a reward that you have given. This I will accept. I have 2 children to look after. I want to remain as a weaver. I want to remain as what I am. I'm a weaver by birth, and I want to remain so. I want to be grounded. I want to remain grounded. I don't want your post of prime minister. This reward I will take, but only thing I want to request to you, king, with your permission. The king was so happy and said, yes, you are a wise man and you can tell me anything. Tell me what you want to say. Said, I had heard that you were of the notion that all the nobles and the rich men were the wisest of all. Wisdom is not distributed by God according to rank or richness. I just want you to know that there are many other wise people who are capable of getting a job in your kingdom. There are so many wise, educated people in your kingdom. You don't know about them. This is just, I just wanted to clear the wrong notion that you had developed or you had. The king was really ashamed but thankful also, because he had learned something from a poor but wise weaver. What do you think? Should he have accepted the job of prime minister, or was he right in saying that he wanted to remain a weaver as he was? He wanted to be grounded. Do let me know your opinion. Was the king right? Do let me know. Write in the comment section. Take good care of yourself. Bye.